Daddy Cornstar just got thirsty, taking a few minutes to drink up some hot chocolate. This is not hot chocolate, but I'm going to pretend like it's hot chocolate. Reading the comments, somebody says, Daddy Cornstar, you're the bright spot of my day. So I figured maybe I'd make my face bright for you, so you got a really bright start of the day. Somebody said, hey, Daddy Cornstar. I never even realized it was back there, but they said the thermometer behind the fridge where the heating coils is and everything, how accurate is that? I'd say it's 100% accurate for where it's sitting. Somebody asked me, Daddy Cornstar, tell us about another story in the squad car or police car. I wasn't really ever much in one, but I can tell you a funny story. One time I was out combining beans and I was probably cruising top speeds, smoke coming out of the back tires, probably doing 3 miles per hour. It was like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. All at once I'm cruising along and in my mirror I see blue and red lights flashing and I'm like, what the heck? Look down and pulling up beside me was a police officer. So I stopped and the police officer climbs the ladder and he opens up the door and I'm looking at him and I says, Officer, was I speeding? I guess what the deal was, they needed to check something out on one of our other farms. Somebody supposedly hid some cigarettes and alcohol in one of our old vacant cars, I guess, and they wanted to go check it out. So that's what they were doing. No big deal, but I'll never forget that. It's like, man, doing 3 miles per hour and I get pulled over. Somebody asked me what is some of the most fondest moments in my life. I know a huge part of my fondest now is sharing my life with you guys and stuff. That is some high memories that we'll never be able to erase. But some of my highlights of when I was growing up, I guess, when I met my wife, Mama Cornstar, and then when we got married. We'll tell you more about her and me. Hopefully, I'm thinking the next video we need to get her on, so bear with us on that. Mama Cornstar hasn't been around the camera a whole lot. Here comes Cooper in the shed, so we're gonna see what he's doing. I'll be right back, guys. Then, one of the big highlights of my life, probably Mama Cornstar's too, when we found out Summer was gonna be dropping in our lap as a newborn. Then, when the kids were born, I actually cut 2 of their navels. I cut 2 of them and Mama Cornstar cut 1 of them. I cut Summer's and Cooper's. Mama Cornstar cut Cooper's and she probably cut it crooked. And then there was a funny story when Summer was just this little girl. I'd always, if you find like beetles in the summertime or bugs, we'd take the pair of pliers and the big thing was, Daddy, squish bug. And I'd take the pliers and squish the bug, like if the dog had a tick on its ear or something, you'd grab it with the pliers and, Daddy, squish bug. Well then, when Cole was born, we were changing the diapers one night and Summer's like, Daddy, get pliers, squish bug. Whew, good thing we were there, Cole. Hey, I had a question here. Somebody says, last time when I was talking about Sable in the videos, it made her think about her friends. They make her feel sometimes like an outcast when she's around them and stuff. And she was wondering, should I still be friends with them or not? You know, if you got good friends and stuff, you should never feel like an outcast. Any of us, if they're true friends, good friends, friends don't make other friends feel like outcasts. So, you know, that's a tough one. The way I look at it, if you're always contacting them people, calling them, sending them emails, text messages, just wait. See if they contact you back. If they don't treat you special and stuff, see if they notice you're not around or something. And a true friend would contact you pretty soon, you know, and like, hey, what's going on? Or when you're visiting with them, a true friend would always make you feel special, talk to you, treat you like a person. So if you feel real outcast and stuff, and they're not treating you like a person, treating us how we all should be treated, how we should treat other people, you know, sometimes you just got to say, hey, it's time to move on and find them friends that treat you special and treat you like a friend. I hope I'm saying that the right way. I'm not trying to step on anybody's feet or something. I guess, you know, it's kind of like if I come in the shed here and my cat always runs up and bites my leg. He's not a true pet. So something to think about there. And it's something for us to think about too. You even brought up a thought for me. It's like, I want to make sure I'm treating my friends like a friend should be treated. Somebody asked too, Daddy Cornstar, were you a ladies' man when you were younger? I've been with Mama Cornstar for 32 years, so I've been with Mama Cornstar for a long time, so no, I probably wasn't a ladies' man. I was probably more of a guy that liked to go out with my friends. We did a lot of camping and stuff. Some of my buddies, we like to just sit up camp in the drawaways and stuff. We had fun out there. We did crazy guy stuff. It was, you know, I was probably into cars and all that goofy stuff. You probably read comments on our stuff too, and I have a lot of the comments, and sometimes I meet people too. But the one that kind of triggers me quite often, how many people come up to me and they're like, Daddy Cornstar, I wish my dad was like you or treated me special and stuff. I want you to know what we do on this air is the real us and stuff, but there's probably times too that maybe I should be a better parent or something. I don't know. But one thing with my kids, and it's things you guys can do too, if something don't quite feel right with your parents or people you're hanging around with, my kids done it to me. They just put you on the spot. Hey, Daddy Cornstar, Dad, this is bothering me. You know, you're being grouchy lately or something. And feeding that to that person, sure. I got to admit, when the boys kind of did that to me after my dad died, you probably heard it on the other stories, I was lost. I was down. And I didn't even realize how bad I was. But I guess I was getting kind of grouchy to them. Things that were usually happy. I just, honestly, probably for a couple of weeks, I did not care. But they finally put me on the spot. Dad, what is going on? This is not you. We don't like it. Yeah, I didn't like it either when they said it. It kind of hurt. It really did. But it made my eyes open up. It made me start to think, what am I doing? And it was right in front of me, and I was blind, and I didn't even see it. I actually had a cousin. His name's Wade. He came over and helped us do a bunch of field work and stuff. He actually did a lot of planting for us. He was one of my big lifesavers too. Him and his dad, they took charge. They actually took charge of me, and they kind of like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They were probably one of my big lifesavers too. They kind of got me back out there in the field, and my cousin and his dad, I just got to, hey, I love this. And then, you know, things started getting easier, and I started relaxing. And so I guess what I'm saying, sometimes if things ain't right, you do. I know Mama Cornstar one time, me and her were on vacation. I was kind of grouchy. Sometimes when I leave home, I'm always worrying about what's going on the farm. Is this going to get done? That. I don't worry about it so much now because Cole and Cooper and Summer, they've taken over basically. We work as a team, so that pressure wasn't there. But me and Mama Cornstar was on a little vacation, and I was probably grouchy, didn't really realize it. Mama Cornstar said, hey, are you going to be grouchy this whole trip and ruin our trip? Or are you going to straighten up? And then I'm like, I was. And so sometimes you do got to put the other person on the spot. But to be fair to the parents and stuff, I know one guy here, I was reading a letter from Pennsylvania, super nice letter. He was kind of saying when he was growing up, his dad just wasn't there for him and stuff. But he's made some changes in his life. He's doing great. And he is trying to give everything special to his kids. So, you know, we can change. And sometimes we get in old habits and we don't even realize. So it was really nice reading that letter from the guy from Pennsylvania. I give you a lot of credit. It is our kids. And then I want to be a little fair too. I've seen kids that I run around with or different things. it's not always our parents. Sometimes it's us, how we treat our parents. We could have the nicest parents in the world, and if we're being really mean to them and grouchy, after a while it's like anything they do, they're not going to please us. They might give up. So sometimes it's us that got to make the changes too. Oh man, but let's get this milk done. We need to get out and have some fun. Sounds like Cooper's going to bring my snowmobile home today. We're going to get that cleaned up. And then let's get Mama Cornstar on here, and we can have a lot of fun with her. Trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, somebody asked, Daddy Cornstar, were you a drinker or anything when you were younger? I tell you the truth here, I did not drink. I didn't do any of that other stuff either, I guess. A lot of my friends we ran around with, you know, we're out here in the middle of the country. We were just more out to have fun with life and stuff. So sometimes I'm crazy. That's just, I guess it's in my blood. I'm a crazy person. And somebody asked too, oh, I don't want to forget. I've read this different times. Somebody said, Daddy Cornstar, we never hear you talk about your mother. My mother doesn't live too far from us here. And you've seen my stepdad in the videos a few times. He is a super great guy. My mom is a super great guy. Super great guy. My mother is not a guy. My mother is a super great lady. She is involved in her life too. You've probably seen her in Cole's videos before. She was the one driving the grain cart with Cole, and she couldn't drive a straight line and ran into some stuff. But that's my mother. We'll need to get her in a few more videos here. So my mom and stepdad have been a huge part of the kids' life as they grew up, and she still is. Actually, Cooper stays at her house during the week when he's going to college in the morning. So he stays at their house, sleeps in the basement. She takes good care of him. So we love my mom. We love my stepdad. Let's call this a wrap. Oh,